May 2009. A tweet appears. Facebook turned me down. It was a great opportunity to connect with some fantastic people. Looking forward to life's next adventure. The tweeter is Brian Acton, an unemployed software engineer, desperate for a job. A few months later, another tweet. Got denied by Twitter HQ. That's okay. Would have been a long commute. 2 rejections. 2 companies passing on Brian Acton. 5 years later, Facebook will spend $19 billion to buy the company Brian built after they rejected him. Facebook and Twitter's rejections became the most expensive hiring mistake in Silicon Valley history. This is not just a story about rejection. This is a story about what happens when you get rejected by your dream company and build something better. This is about 2 friends who were told no by Facebook and created the app Facebook couldn't afford not to buy. This is Brian Acton and Jan Koum's complete story. From unemployment to $19 billion. Let's start with Jan Koum. Born 1976 in a small village near Kyiv, Ukraine. Soviet Union era. His family is poor. Very poor. Jan is 16. His mother brings him to Mountain View, California. They're escaping anti-Semitic persecution. Refugees. They live in a small apartment. His mother works as a babysitter. Jan sweeps floors at a grocery store. They're on government assistance. Food stamps. Welfare. Surviving. Jan teaches himself computer programming. No formal training. Just books from the library and free internet at the library. He's obsessed. Spends hours learning to code. Age 21. Yahoo hires Jan as an infrastructure engineer. He's in Silicon Valley. The dream. Brian Acton's path is different. Born 1972. Middle-class family. Goes to Stanford. Computer science degree. 1996. Yahoo hires him too. Brian and Jan meet at Yahoo. Become friends. Work together for years. Yahoo during the dot-com boom. Making decent money, but not rich. Both quit Yahoo. They've been there 9 to 11 years. Time for something new. They take a year off. Travel through South America. Backpack. Play ultimate frisbee. Think about what's next. September 2008. Financial crisis hits. Jobs disappear. Brian and Jan need work. They apply to Facebook. Both of them. Separately. 2009. Brian Acton interviews at Facebook. He's qualified, 11 years at Yahoo, Stanford degree, experienced engineer. Facebook is growing fast. They're hiring. Brian thinks he's a good fit. He's wrong. Facebook rejects him. May 23, 2009. Brian tweets. Facebook turned me down. It was a great opportunity to connect with some fantastic people. Looking forward to life's next adventure. No bitterness. No anger. Just grace and optimism. Jan Koum also applies to Facebook. Also rejected. Actually, Jan applies twice. Rejected twice. Facebook looked at 2 experienced Yahoo engineers and said, no thanks. Brian doesn't give up. He applies to Twitter. Another hot startup. Growing fast. Surely they'll hire an experienced engineer. August 3, 2009. Brian tweets. Got denied by Twitter HQ. That's okay. Would have been a long commute. 2 of the biggest tech companies in Silicon Valley have now rejected Brian Acton. Facebook and Twitter both said no. Brian is 37 years old. Unemployed. Running out of money. Most people would be devastated. Bitter. Angry at the system. Brian and Jan have a different reaction. If they won't hire us, we'll build something ourselves. January 2009. Jan buys an iPhone. The App Store is only 7 months old. Jan sees the potential. This is going to be huge, he tells Brian. Everyone will have smartphones. We should build something. They brainstorm ideas. Jan keeps returning to one concept. Messaging. Simple messaging. Person to person. No ads. No games. Just communication. Why messaging? Because Jan remembers standing in line for the phone in Ukraine as a kid. Waiting hours to call family. Communication was precious. Difficult. Expensive. He wants to make it simple. Free. Universal. February 24, 2009. Jan incorporates the company. Names it WhatsApp. A play on what's up. Brian isn't officially part of it yet. He's still applying for jobs, getting rejected. But Jan is building. Learning iOS development. Writing code. Creating the simplest messaging app possible. The first version of WhatsApp launches in 2009. It's buggy. Crashes constantly. Almost nobody downloads it. Jan is coding alone, living off savings, running out of money, considering giving up. Brian finally joins as co-founder later in 2009. Brings structure, business sense, but also no salary. They're both betting everything on this app nobody is using. Then iOS releases push notifications. You can send messages and they appear instantly on people's phones, even when the app isn't open. This changes everything. WhatsApp becomes real instant messaging. Send a message. It appears immediately. Free. No SMS charges. No carrier fees. Users start downloading. Word spreads. This app is actually useful. Brian and Jan make key decisions that define WhatsApp. No ads. Ever. They hate ads. They think ads ruin user experience. No games. No gimmicks. No social network features. Just messaging. Privacy focused. They don't want to know what users are saying. They don't sell data. Simple. WhatsApp does one thing: send messages. That's it. This philosophy comes from their backgrounds. Jan grew up in Soviet Ukraine. Government surveillance. Secret police. Privacy wasn't just nice, it was survival. Brian worked at Yahoo during the NSA spying scandals. He saw how companies compromised user privacy. He didn't want WhatsApp to do that. We don't want to know who you're talking to or what you're saying, Jan says. That's your business, not ours. They charge 99 cents per year after the first year free. No ads. No data selling. Just a simple subscription. 2010, 1 million users. 2011, 10 million users. 2012, 100 million users. 2013, 300 million users. Early 2014, 450 million users. WhatsApp is growing faster than any app in history. And they're doing it with tiny teams. 50 employees total. 50. Not 5,000. 50. Most tech companies that size have hundreds or thousands of employees. WhatsApp has 50. And 450 million users. That's 9 million users per employee. Unprecedented efficiency. The secret: focus. No distractions. No ads to manage. No games to build. No complex features. Just messaging. Make it work. Make it fast. Make it reliable. And it's working. WhatsApp is becoming essential. In Europe, Asia, Latin America, WhatsApp isn't just an app. It's how people communicate. February 2014. Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg has a problem. Facebook owns Facebook and Instagram. Both are growing. But messaging is shifting. People are moving to private, encrypted messaging. WhatsApp is winning that space. If Facebook doesn't own WhatsApp, someone else will. Maybe Google. Maybe Microsoft. WhatsApp could become a competitor that destroys Facebook's dominance. Zuckerberg calls Koum. Let's talk. Jan is reluctant. WhatsApp has a philosophy: no ads. User privacy. Simple. Facebook is the opposite. Ads everywhere. Data collection. Complex features. But Zuckerberg makes promises. WhatsApp will stay independent. No ads. Keep your philosophy. We just want to make sure you don't become our competitor. The negotiations are fast. Days, not months. February 19th, 2014. Facebook announces the deal. $19 billion. Facebook is buying WhatsApp for $19 billion. $16 billion in stock. $3 billion in cash. When it's time to sign the deal, Koum chooses a specific location. Not Facebook headquarters. Not a fancy law office. Not a restaurant. He goes to the former North County Social Services office at 155 Bovet Road, Mountain View, California. This is the welfare office where Koum stood in line as a teenager. Where his mother collected food stamps. Where they got government assistance to survive. Jan signs the $19 billion deal at the same building where he once got food stamps. It's hard for me to reconcile the person I am now with the person I was then, Jan later said. But I never want to forget where I came from. From welfare recipient to selling his company for $19 billion. In the same building. The deal breakdown. Koum, primary founder. His payout, approximately $6.8 billion. He also joins Facebook's board of directors. Brian Acton, co-founder. His payout, approximately $3 billion. With a B. Remember, Brian was unemployed 5 years earlier. Rejected by Facebook and Twitter. Unable to get a job. Now he's worth $3 billion. From the company Facebook didn't hire him for. And here's the beautiful irony. Brian's gracious tweets from 2009 resurface. Facebook turned me down. Looking forward to life's next adventure. That next adventure just netted him $3 billion. Got denied by Twitter HQ. That's okay. Twitter's loss. Not hiring the guy who built a $19 billion company. The acquisition is supposed to keep WhatsApp independent. No ads. No data sharing. Just messaging. For a while it works. WhatsApp continues growing. Reaches 1 billion users. Then 2 billion. But tension builds. Facebook wants to integrate WhatsApp data. Use it for ads. Monetize the platform. Jan and Brian resist. That's not what we agreed to, they say. No ads. No data sharing. That was the deal. Brian Acton leaves Facebook. He gives up $850 million in unvested stock. Walks away from nearly $1 billion because he doesn't like Facebook's direction. Jan Koum leaves Facebook too. Walks away from $400 million in unvested stock. Same reason. Facebook is breaking its promises about WhatsApp. Brian later tweets, "It is time. #delete Facebook." The man Facebook rejected, then paid $3 billion, is now telling people to delete Facebook. Let's do the math on Facebook's rejection. 2009. Facebook could have hired Brian Acton. Salary, maybe $150,000 per year. Total cost over 5 years, under $1 million. 2014. Facebook buys WhatsApp for $19 billion. Brian's share, $3 billion. Facebook's decision to not hire Brian Acton cost them $19 billion. If they'd hired him, maybe he and Jan build WhatsApp anyway. But inside Facebook. Facebook owns it from day one. No $19 billion acquisition needed. Or maybe they don't build it at all. Maybe they work on other Facebook projects. Either way, rejecting Brian cost Facebook billions. Twitter's calculation is similar. They rejected Brian. He helped build a company worth $19 billion. Twitter's current market cap struggles to stay above $40 billion. That rejection might have cost Twitter the chance to own a product that defined mobile messaging. What can we learn from Brian Acton and Jan Koum's story? First, rejection isn't final. Brian was rejected by Facebook and Twitter. He didn't let that define him. He built something bigger. Second, attitude matters. Brian's tweets after rejection weren't bitter. He was gracious, professional. That grace served him well when Facebook came calling years later. Third, stick to your principles. Jan and Brian believed in no ads, privacy, simplicity. They didn't compromise, even when it would have been easier to copy Facebook's model. Fourth, focus. 50 employees serving 450 million users. They didn't build 1,000 features. They built one thing really well. Fifth, timing. Sometimes being early or late doesn't matter. Being right matters. Mobile messaging was inevitable. WhatsApp executed better than anyone. From rejection to $19 billion. From unemployment to changing how 2 billion people communicate. From Facebook turned me down to Facebook paid me $3 billion. Brian Acton and Jan Koum's story proves that sometimes the best thing that can happen to you is not getting what you want, because it forces you to build something better. Facebook's rejection was their best gift. And Facebook eventually paid $19 billion to undo that mistake. Facebook turned me down. Looking forward to life's next adventure. That adventure $19 billion. The best revenge is massive success. And maybe selling your company to the people who rejected you for $19 billion.